Welcome to the 2011 New England Forest Rally Winners News Conference. We have the three top drivers in the rally this weekend. Antoine Lestage, the winner. This is your second win this year. And David Higgins, second at New England Forest. We'll deal with the championship a little later. Travis, you're third in the New England Forest Rally. Congratulations. And you're also the Super Production Champion. Congratulations on that. Congratulations, in fact, to all three of you. The three of you proved to be the best in the championship this year. You won all of the events that we held. No one else came close. It's an enormous year for all three of you. Antoine, this is your second year in a row to win here at New England. You have a substantial lead in Canada. You're leading in the North American Cup. This win this weekend is a start, maybe. I know you're disappointed, but this win this weekend is a start for 2012. Congratulations for winning the New England Forest Rally.
Thank you, Bill. It was a good rally for us. Like you say, it's very good for the North American Championship. Now, mathematically, the only person who could win it is if David comes and wins the last three Canadian rallies. So it's very good for that. It's good to win it for a second year in a row. Of course, like you said, I'm a bit disappointed to lose the championship, but I think we've done a good job. We're a private team with not a huge budget. Mainly it's supposed to be for Canada, but we decided to come here, and I think we had a good season. We did the best we could with what we have. It was good battles in a lot of rallies with David and Subaru, and congrats to them. They were the strongest this year, and they deserve it.
We talked a little about this earlier, except for 1.5 seconds at less than 2 seconds at Susquehanna Trail last month. This could have been a very different rally. It could have been a very different championship. Yeah,
it could have been nasty if we were coming here equal, because it's a bit of a rough rally, and I'm not sure what would have happened if we were both going very hard, because we didn't really go really hard. David was going a little bit slower because he had to play that game, and I just made sure I was beating everybody else. But if we both had to go flat out here, whew, the mechanics probably would have been very busy. So yeah, it's that 1.3 seconds at STPR means a lot, but there's other things during the season. You know, I'm thinking about the little mistake I did at Snowdrift when I think we had already built quite a little bit of a lead. I was really comfortable on that rally. So there's a lot of things I'm thinking, but you know, that's rally. It's a short season, so if you have a couple of things that go wrong, it's hard to get back at the end of the season.
David Higgins, second at the New England Forest Rally. That's all you needed to win the championship. Congratulations. It was an enormous one. You won 3 events this year at Oregon, at Olympus, and at STPR. Congratulations. You did what you had to do to get the title.
Yeah, this weekend has been a pretty long weekend, and even the whole approach to the rally. Normally we go to all the events, really focus on the battle of trying to beat Anton and the other guys to have the big battle for the race. But here it was different. It was a strange one. We knew we didn't have to win the rally, but they're almost the hardest rallies and the ones that are the longest, and especially when you're on stages here that are so demanding. You've got some real fast flowing sections, and there's some real narrow sections with some rocks and things, so it was never over till the end. But I'm really pleased for the team and everyone else. Everyone's worked really hard all year. We've had some great fights on the stages, and everybody's worked to get this far, and I'm really happy to bring the championship back for the Subaru.
You fought very hard last night. Problems came up with your car. You fought hard all day today. I would imagine that you were, every step of the way, every mile, you were worried whether or not the car was just going to stop and say, I quit.
Yeah, I think yesterday was a real difficult day. We had an issue that we couldn't find with a fuel pressure problem, but you know, the team worked so hard last night. They changed so many things inside the fuel cell this morning, which is a real big job to do in one of those cars. You have to take everything apart, but fair play, they got in there, they changed everything. We found a small problem with a pipe that kinked, and that was all that was causing the problem with the heat yesterday. So today we were driving a little bit slower. We weren't using the anti-lag just to make sure we kept all the temperatures down in the car and made sure everything was okay. But you know, you still had to drive quickly with all these guys here. You can't just back off too much and go too slow. You can easily fall back or even get a flat tyre on the last stage. So we had to go reasonably quickly, but at the same time preserve the car at the same time.
Travis Hansen, you were third at the New England Forest Rally this year, but the list of firsts for your season may never be duplicated. You were the first production-based car to win a rally overall at Snowdrift at the beginning of the year. You finished higher than any production-based team in Rally America history. No one has ever had this kind of super production season. You're to be congratulated over and over again. You've set the bar very high for everyone else now.
Yeah, it's been a truly incredible season for us. Started right with Snowdrift and took that overall win when these guys had a little bit of trouble, but consistency the whole year really helped us out. You know, we're top 5 at every event. I didn't replace a single body panel all year long, so just an incredible year. My team worked so hard for me. I just can't believe it.
You had some problems. All three of you had some problems in the rally this weekend. You had some problems in particular. I understand you were having overheating problems throughout the event. You and your dad, Terry, had to dump water into the thing after every stage, and you were worried about an open class car coming up, very good driver coming up, and maybe knocking you off the podium.
Yeah, you know, it was we already had the Super Production Championship kind of wrapped up at STPR, so we came here to have a good time, but when we found ourselves in a battle for the overall third position, you know, I was going to go for it. I really had nothing to lose, but the equipment took it hard. You know, we battled with Tom Lawless all weekend, and it ended up we won by 6 seconds. But yeah, the car needs coolant every time you drive it a quarter of a mile. We cracked an oil pan really bad and barely made it back on a transit. So pushing that hard on these stages was probably one of the most difficult rallies I've actually done all year long. The rough rocks and everything just took a toll on all the equipment.
You waited all year to find that one rock in Maine that could have ended your season. Let me make this an open question to you, Antoine, or to you, David. Based on what you've seen from Travis all year, there was a time when the two of you weren't factory supported, heavy sponsorship on your teams. He did an enormous job. Do you remember those days when you crossed over from being just a guy in the field to being someone on the podium?
Well, it's good that you asked, because I was going to say something anyway. I think that we have 3 different levels here. It's nice to see that. Proper factory effort, private team with very good sponsors. I won't deny that. And Travis and Terry, what they're doing, it's a little private team with no sponsors, and they're doing everything. And what they did this year, I mean, top 5 at every of the. We didn't finish all the 6 rallies. They did, and I think they just had a great season and some great pace on some rallies with that SP car. Very good driver. Maybe we don't want to see him in an open class car.
David, let me ask you, you've rallied all over the world in China. You won championships in Britain and here in the United States several years ago. Have you ever seen a season like this? Or more importantly, do you remember when your career moved from a privateer to being on the podium and challenging for wins?
Yeah, for sure. Like I was the first person to win a British Championship rally driving a Group N Subaru going back in 1999. And that was really the rally that lifted my career and got me noticed with the factory teams. And the whole year we had a fantastic year, exactly the same as what Travis has been doing. We were beating factory cars, we were right up there on the podium, and you know, you've got to make the most of these opportunities, and I really hope that Travis can now make that next step and get into an open car and be up there battling all the time with us.
Guys, again, congratulations to all 3 of you. You've proven you were the best this year, and frankly, you brought honor to the sport at every level. And now only the media could tell you this before you've had a chance to celebrate this year. Let's do it again next year.
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll make sure they work hard again next year. Congrats to Dave again and Travis. They're the champions. They both won their championships.
Does anyone else have any questions?
I've got a quick one for David. David, how does it feel to come here for Subaru and mission accomplished? You've got the title for Subaru. How does that feel?
It's be honest, it's a huge relief because when I had the phone call from Lance going back in December, the role was pretty clear. The team were desperate to try and get the championship back, so there's a lot of pressure, but I always knew I was in with a good team, with a good car, and the year didn't start off so well. It put us on the back foot, but from that point onwards we had the debut of the new BT10 rally car, which has proved to be absolutely fantastic, and it's great to be here now, and it's probably not quite sank in yet, but I'm sure later on tonight we'll start to really sort of realise what's happened this year, what we've done, but at the same time we've still got a big job to do in a couple of weeks' time, so we've got to get focused on that as well soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Really?